Good day, everybody. It's Calxiyn and Hunter here, and if you guys enjoy this video, you guys should subscribe for more RWBY videos. Become patrons over on Patreon to get our videos early and join our Discord server, or maybe follow us on social media. So, speaking of social media, Arnold decided to run a poll, and it's out of 2,300 people, okay, 30% of them think that Watts is dead, and it's conclusive that Watts is dead. The rest of them think no body, no death.
So 70.
No body, no death.
So 70.
What
like
did
a
I say?
strong minority.
A strong 70%
of
think that Watts is still alive.
Okay.
That is what we are discussing today. So thoughts?
Well, I think that the no body, no death thing is a good idea because historically in RWBY, when someone has died, we've seen it.
Yeah, like
when
Roman
Sienna
getting
died,
eaten, Sienna dying. Adam, people were like, he's not dead, he'll be fine. And I'm
Listen,
like, after getting stabbed twice and falling in a waterfall.
Not only falling in
like,
the water, but being chucked off of a cliff, hitting the side of the cliff, and then going into the water.
Like, there was just no way. And people are comparing
Fucking
Adam's
dead.
death to Watts's, and I don't think that's comparable at all. Like, I just don't think that those are two similar things. You know what I mean? Because Watts just had a smug expression and disappeared. Like, you know what I mean? And it cut to the next scene. Here's my other sort of thing I was thinking about. And, like, apparently, people are sort of contesting this and saying it doesn't matter. I think it matters. Tyrion was stopped. Watts was stopped. Not Watts is dead. Tyrion was stopped. Does that make sense? Because Ironwood would have known.
That's the line that Ironwood says once he realized that Cinder's in there.
Yeah, and so why would he not just say, Watts is dead. Tyrion's been stopped? And he would have known if Watts was dead because he killed Watts.
But it can be interpreted either way.
I'm just saying, like, Tyrion was stopped. He was stopped because he was, what? Arrested. So I think that Watts is just been arrested. You know what I mean? And which is like, it would be dangerous to keep Watts alive, right? Like, should they have killed him? Probably. But is he dead? I don't know. I don't think they would do it off screen. I think they would just throw him into the lava, like,
because what I think is most similar to this is Cinder's almost death at the end of Volume 5, where she's just kind of thrown into a large black abyss.
Yeah, we don't even see Watts get thrown. We just see him.
And then it goes to darkness, and people were like, well, is she dead? Is she not dead? People weren't entirely sure. We now know that, of course, she survived. And I think this is a different version of that, of like, we don't quite see the body. We don't quite see the act of death. With that said, I see both angles. Yeah. Because it is a very punchy scene of like cut there. But
it's also very unclear at the moment, right?
It cuts
if we
to
never
the
see
Tyrion
Watts
scene
again, then I'd be like, okay, Watts is dead. But for the audience member, I'm just saying from my perspective right now, it's very unclear what happened to Watts. At least I think so.
Certainly it's very unclear.
We don't know yet. The other thing that people were saying was Salem said that, you know, you bested Arthur Watts. And that Salem has sort of this weird ability to know that Cinder is alive. So she must know that Watts is dead, and that's why she's saying it. I don't think that's how it works. I think that the reason why she knew Cinder was alive was because of the Grim Arm in particular. That she is somehow connected to, like, giving Cinder the Grim Arm, and because the Grim Arm was still active, or still alive, in a sense, that meant, right, like, that sort of meant that it, you know what I'm saying?
She could
that,
tell,
like,
she could
Salem
put
could sense
on
it, right? She could
Cinder,
put tabs on Cinder, right? But with Watts, it's sort of like, well, Salem's not omnipotent. Like, she's not omnipresent. Like, you know, how the fuck would she know, right? So it's sort of like bested just means they got the best of him. Yes. They stopped his plan, but she still has her plan. That's the whole thing, is that he set the stage. You may think that you defeated him, but that's what I wanted you to think. Like, I feel like that's sort of what she's saying.
I would also argue that the idea that Salem can keep tabs on Cinder through her arm is, I guess, improved by the idea that she went to attack Atlas with Cinder also attacking there. Like, it would make sense that she would change from going after Vacuo to going after Atlas if she knew that Cinder was also going to show up there and could be an asset.
Exactly. I was just reading the comments under Arnold's tweet, and, like, a lot of people think that he's been just arrested, and that we'll see him later.
But also, don't you think they would show us that? Don't you think, like, I think it's why would he keep him around? Fair trial?
I don't know. I guess, why keep Tyrion around? That's what I would say. Okay.
They're both murderers. Do they have the death penalty in Remnant?
People are saying that Watts is more dangerous than Tyrion, right? Which, okay, sure.
To an
But at the
extent,
same
yeah.
time,
When you think
if
of the
I were
damage
Crow,
Tyrion or
and if I were
Watts has
Robin,
done.
and if I were Clover, you know what I'd do? I would kill him so he can't do any more damage. And so if they didn't kill Tyrion, the serial killer, and they're just trying to throw him back in jail even though they know Salem broke him out the first time, why, like, you know what I mean? Why would they, oh, well, I guess we'll kill Watts. Like, Watts was unarmed. He was basically defenseless. There was nothing that he could do, right? So I feel like Ironwood wouldn't just yeet him off a cliff. Because, like, say what you want about Ironwood at the moment, and, like, we have said what we wanted, but Ironwood seems to have an internal, at least, sense of law. Does that make sense? Like, why did they not kill Tyrion? Because Clover is an Aesop, and you don't kill people, okay? You arrest them. And you know what I mean? Like, you understand what I'm saying? And so I feel like Ironwood would have the same philosophy as Clover. Now, how by the book is Ironwood right now? I mean, it's by a book. The book is just called Martial Law. But martial law is still a law, okay? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would like to say about that. But no, here's the other thing, okay? Ironwood had time to go to the infirmary, okay, or whatever, patch his arm up, right?
Okay.
Like, wrap his arm up, come all the way back with Watts' briefcase. Like, I feel like he came back, dropped some shit off, and then, like, dropped some shit, like, dropped Watts off in jail.
I don't know, because I also feel like, was Watts totally beaten that he couldn't, like, try to punch him? Did he have those, like, weird tie-up handcuff things that
I don't know.
the Aesops did?
I feel like maybe eventually we'll
I think they didn't show us that because it would be awkward to, like, show Ironwood, like,
I feel like they'll show it when Tyrion is also, if Tyrion gets in prison, right? Because Tyrion's tied up in the airship right now, and everybody's just like, like, we have the prisoner, and the prisoner just also heard the stuff over the intercom, so, like, that's a little awkward, sis. I feel like I want Prison Break so bad. Like, first of all, the Prison Break, but second, I want them to work with Watts for, like, 5 seconds, okay? I want Ironwood as a dictator. We need your help, okay? Why would I help you? Why would we trust you? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I think that would be great. I'm here for it, okay? I don't care if it would be stupid. I want it. And that's enough. Yeah.
So, I guess your point being that he survived.
Yes, I'm saying that if he survived, it would be interesting if they had the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation. Like, listen, I want James to go down as much as you guys do, okay? Atlas was just collateral damage. I'm the only one who can stop Ironwood from doing what it's doing. So, you know, we just, it's a trade-off. It's a trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, are they that stupid? Yes, I think
I genuinely
so. But
don't
I feel like
believe
Watts would actually be genuine, like, in that moment. He would be like, listen, okay, I just hate Ironwood, alright? Y'all can do whatever the fuck you want, I just hate Ironwood,
Salem,
okay?
Schmalem, Maidens, Haydens, I dislike Ironwood and
Well,
Josh
yeah,
and
like, was he,
burn.
like, Watts wasn't after the Maiden. You know what I mean? They didn't say boo about a maiden this entire time. They were just trying to make Ironwood look bad. So if there was a scene where everyone goes down into the jail and be like, even though we're enemies, you know that you can only stop him if I help you. Huh. Right? And then Watts is just, Weiss is just like, absolutely fucking not, bitch. And then everyone else is just sort of like,
But, like, is he gonna, like, hack something? Like, presumably, what I think would be
I feel like what he could do is that the Staff of Creation is trying to go up, but then they try to keep it down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, equal force. Like, if you... It's hard to explain. If you're pushing something up, but something else is pushing something down, it would just stay where it is, right?
Yes.
And I know the Staff of Creation has a limitless energy source, but couldn't you use the gravity dust that's there for decoration to pull down instead of floating up? So couldn't you make Atlas go down and up at the same time so it just stays in place?
I think that it was also meant to, like, assume, like, I don't know, the idea of not seeing, because I'm not saying that I'm really in the middle, because I can also see that being Watts' end and him just dropping them, and the fact that we don't see it adds to his level of mechanical, like, we just gotta kill people, that's just what we have to do, his, like, mechanical thinking right now.
Here's the other thing,
if we do see him, I still want the idea of Ironwood being brutal, so what I think might be interesting is that we get Watts, but he has no fingers.
Aww. Oh,
he just got him
that's
he
so
just got him
sad.
cracked off by Ironwood so he wouldn't try anything.
I don't like that.
So instead of like doing the
bad.
hacking himself, he's looking over like, I don't know, Ironwood or Crow, and he's just like, all right, now press tab. All right, now press // no, that's // you gotta press, okay, there we go, // all right, HTTP, okay, now then get that colon. You know, I feel like that would be if they do that breakout heist thing, which I don't know if I'm crazy about.
I like that
I know how
idea.
you feel about, I think that could be an interesting level, and also we'd see more of his brutality.
We're the villains, but we gotta work together, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta
don't
stop
know.
Azula, and then Zuko goes back with Azula anyway. Like, I
Yeah,
like
but the
stuff
difference
like that.
between Zuko and Watts...
I know the difference. I'm just saying that I like the trope hunter. Let me
That's
have
fair.
the trope.
I will let you have the trope, Cal. It's
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
The only other thing
Kaelin
that
can
I'll
have
say,
a little trope.
Oh god.
Little trope.
As a tree. So the only other thing that I think is evidence would be if Miles, Carrie, Eddie, etc. will not say whether or not Watts is dead.
Mhm.
That means he is most certainly alive, right? Because
And
with
then may show
Cinder,
up
it
in
was like,
Volume 8.
well, we can't confirm that. Right, with Cinder, they refuse. They outright refuse. They didn't even say that she was dead and then, haha, we all lied to you. Right? Like, no. They just said, you'll have to keep watching and find out. Whereas with Adam, they were like, no, shut the fuck up, he's dead. Right? And so if we don't get that with Watts, Watts is alive. That's my argument, is that they did that with Adam. They were like, shut the fuck up, Adam's dead. Go away. Leave me alone. That's what they said. So, yeah, I think that's it. I hope Watts is alive. I hope he's not dead. I mean, that would have been a high for him to go out on, right? Like that final line.
That final
have
line,
him
I
go out
hope
on a
you
high,
do.
But
That was a very high
we didn't see him fall into the lava, and that's what I want.
So you wanted to see him scream in agony as he, like, I think actually when a human body hits water, we explode.
Yeah.
Because our water in our
this was
body
lava.
turns to vapor. Yeah.
Oh, you said
Lava.
when the human body hits water.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
like,
It
that's
hits
not nice.
lava. Like, the water in our body turns to vapor
Oh.
and we explode. So do you really... I think maybe that could have been...
That would have been great.
RWBY doesn't want to show a human being exploding.
I like that.
In a horrible display of, like, puffy gore.
That
And
gets
you're
the
like,
thumbs-
gore?
Gore!
Murder? Although, in all fairness, this volume has been pretty bloody in parts, so I wouldn't put it past him.
So yeah, that is our analysis.
So
Or
you're...
discussion.
you
I am
believe
pro Watts alive.
I'm in the middle.
Okay, great. Anyway, we will see you guys later. Bye.